Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land, and today it's all good. I'm so excited to welcome to the show the co-founders of the Sawa Life. Sawa, guys.
Sawa. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being
honor
here.
To be here.
Jumbo. I'm so excited to have you. Emily and I go way back, don't we?
So nice to see you again.
We met
Full circle moment.
when you were working for David and Victoria Beckham.
Correct.
Right? And we met through a mutual friend, Dr. Romani.
Yes,
Dr.
Romani.
Yeah.
Love you, Romani.
Yeah. So lots of things have happened.
I know.
Indeed.
So talk to us a little bit about the business.
Sure. We launched in August 2018. We are Sawa Life. We are a lifestyle brand fusing technology and fashion. If you want to take a look. We empower women in Kenya through employment, and they make really beautiful beads out of upcycled magazines. So we took that design and came up with a modern thing in partnership, and we put it on technology. So there's a charging cord.
Well, one, making my electronics beautiful is a great thing, but two, you're really doing an incredible service in employing over 38 artisans. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so, the special thing is it is a women's empowerment organization, and that's first and foremost. And when I met Emily, she just really inspired me because just her vibration, the way she is, and I'm sure you can attest to that. It's just, she draws you in, she makes you want to be a good person. And I think, going there and sort of finding a sustainable option for these women that sort of took them out of lifestyles that were, very compromising. A lot of these women were sex workers actually before they found this job, and Sawa kind of gave them a new lot in life and some new hope. So
yeah, our office is established in Kibera, Kenya. It's East Africa's largest slum. So if you picture like Central Park, and there's about 1 million people living in the size of Central Park. So we have an office there, and like you said, between 30 and 38 people, 38 women work with us.
So I'm very curious, Emily, how you went from David and Victoria Beckham
Sure.
to the biggest slum in Kenya. No, seriously, because
Quite a jump.
What a
I
jump.
must say, David and Victoria were such an inspiration to me. It was such an honor to work for them, and I got to see them, because when I started as a nanny, Cruz is only 2.5, so I got to go to work with them every day. So they were such an inspiration because they were so hands-on with their brand and building their brand, but also they're balancing family, life, kids. So it was just great. And then their charitable work as well. So they were partly inspired my good work. But how I ended up there was I was on my way to Brazil and met a man by the name of Rafi Narafsham, and he started philanthropy based in Kenya. So I started volunteering with him and got inspired through this organization.
Wow, it must be interesting because, I've been in parts of the world where you touch on the different levels of poverty, if you will,
Right.
and you feel hopeless. You're like, how can I get involved? How can I do this? It must be really fulfilling to witness the sustaining these women.
Funny. Do you want to speak on hopelessness? Because I don't feel hopeless.
yeah,
It's
what's
amazing
interesting
the
about this
women.
place in Kibera is just the sense of humanity and the joy that you see from kids who have nothing. It's a very special place in the world that I think is sort of underlooked and underserved. But people who have no running water, no electricity, but you still see a smile and a giggle coming out of every child. And it's like, how can you be so happy with nothing? And that's what really touched us, I think, and
Yeah,
really
we
kind
were
of
so
started.
inspired by them. They have such a bright light, and they're so happy, and so we just want to do something together to create a market to the world.
Right.
So,
It's been the most challenging part about building this organization.
ooh, good question.
Go ahead.
I
you
think, I think in the beginning was quality control, and communication is so important to make sure we're all on the same page. So that was a big issue in the beginning, and coming up with the process as well. So Stephen actually came up with how to seal it and you can talk about the sealant.
Sure, yeah. So obviously, the process is interesting. So, each piece is sort of hand cut, and the paper is sort of upcycled magazine paper and things that you find in calendars.
This is made out of Restoration Hardware magazine.
Wow,
So-
right? Those big things that come
I
you're
love
like,
it.
So think of that.
you
those
just cut
big-
in a
what do you
tree
do with
for this
those?
thing that I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw
Well,
away
you
right
make it
now.
a vision board, or
Right?
Yeah, or both. But so there's all sorts of sealants that they use once they do the wrapping, and a lot of them are sort of petroleum based. And what I wanted to do was find a biosealant. So we started looking at different tree saps and ways to sort of make this sort of an eco product. And what I stumbled upon was a hemp bioseal. So hemp is becoming very popular and in vogue again. And now what we've done is we've actually used that, and we're using a bioseal made of hemp. So it's,
Wow,
it's
geez.
one of the first of its type.
Hemp is in my honey superfood. It's now on my USB cable.
I like the little earbuds though.
I was
Those are
gonna
super
say,
cute,
So we
right?
have charging cords, earbuds. We just launched these, which is good for
Those are cute,
Kobe's
right?
or your AirPods.
Wow. So
Yeah.
why did you choose to do this work with the tech?
We just wanted to come up with a new idea
I think
Super fresh.
and
I think
music, the tie into music as well.
Yeah, I mean, I have a background in music production and entertainment, and I just really thought that this is something. We saw a lot of companies out there that were using paper to make beads and sort of promoting women's empowerment. No one was really using a practical, everyday technology piece, and so it just sort of was an aha moment when we were like handed. Actually, this was the first pair that the women ever came up with. You can kind of see. This was the first iteration of Sawa that we were like, this is it. Granted, it's dirty, and it needs to, you know, it's got
Quality
the
control.
wrong kind of sealant. But yeah, I mean, it's all about our women and all about our
And these are
artisans.
some of our
Honestly, we're
women.
just sort of the.
So,
Yeah.
So what
let's
is it-
talk about
I'm
these
sorry.
women.
Yeah.
Tell us some of the stories, their names, their transformations.
Florence, this is Florence. She was one of the first women that we met, and we were so inspired by her because she lost her hands in a fire when she was young, and she's truly one of our best beaders. Like she has like overcome adversity, and I mean, look how her bright, beautiful face. Like she just exudes joy. So
How does she bead without hands?
she uses her thumbs and just
She has knobs. I mean, it's really interesting. That's really kind of when I saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, this is something that is
Super
This is a
special.
woman who had her hands burned at 6 months old, and literally works with her knobs and acts like she is, you know, this sort of disabled. She doesn't even think about it that
No,
way.
of
no,
course
not
not.
at all.
It's really interesting.
So how do you take something like this? Okay, you've been inspired, you have this
Sure.
product, now what? How do you get this out to the
Exactly.
world?
now.
They come on Good
So
Morning
that's-
Homeland.
Shows like it.
They tell their story.
That's the next challenge. But I mean, it's just been word of mouth. Like we're in 5 stores. We're in Charleston, Cabo, Ron Robinson in LA. So go visit Ron Robinson.
love
Oh, we love Ron.
So do we. He's been so sweet to give us an opportunity. It's so amazing. But then it's word of mouth. But we need to get into the whole online digital marketing world, which is a whole nother.
It helps when Victoria tweets it out.
And
Yeah, right.
To be honest, I think our biggest sort of movement is going to come with the brand partnerships, because we've
Yeah.
been talking to a lot of different brands, and we actually had a meeting at a movie studio yesterday to use their posters and rebrand their posters as the paper for upcoming movies. So we're really kind of
There's all these
looking
seeds
into
planted
Right.
Yeah.
now,
into
you know?
these spaces and taking other people's trash and turning it into a treasure.
Yeah. You know, one of the things that I've always deeply loved and appreciated about you, Emily, is that, of course, in addition to being beautiful and brilliant, you've got this incredible ability to build relationships very easily and effortlessly and fluidly. And you've clearly built this incredible team, right? You've got this incredible inner circle. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? Like, what have you discovered about relationship building and networking and creating
Sure.
teams that other people might find useful?
Sure. I think I'm a lover of humans in general and humanity. And I think it's about being passionately curious about other people. And so when you're passionately curious, you're like aware of, like meeting Rafi at the airport, like we just struck up a conversation and look how it altered the whole course of my life. So just being open and kind, and it's very simple, really.
Yeah.
You know?
It helps when you have a garage full of bikes in Venice and people can come over. Yeah, too, right?
You better come over.
I'm coming over.
So we work from the home, so you can come work on our
Right.
Let's
But
talk.
just being kind, and surround yourself with like-minded people. But I like what you said too about people that aren't like you to get a different opinion and perspective on things is important.
So, what's the story behind the name?
So Sawa is the most commonly used word in the language, and Kiswahili is the language. You hear it every day. It's
You
like
hear it
saying
all the
cool.
time. Sawa,
It's
sawa.
like everybody is just, you know, like, all
You
right, so I'll see you
understand
later on.
something.
Okay.
Sawa, sawa.
Sawa, sawa. It is just the most ubiquitous term that you hear in the culture.
We just kind of fell in love with saying the word.
Uh-huh.
So,
It also means together in Arabic as well. So
wow.
there's actually meaning of this word across the globe
Right.
in different languages.
So tell us a little bit about your personal story coming together on this.
Us as,
Yeah.
as friends. You know, all I can say is that Emily has transformed my life and her influence in my life. You know, I think that yeah, I mean, she really holds a deep place in me as a growth as a human, and becoming more honest and unapologetic about who I am. And so I just, yeah, I mean, our
That we
friendship,
should hug.
our friendship has
me
grown
too.
into a business relationship,
Yeah.
and that's because just really sort of growing up a bit and saying, hey, Steve, you have this opportunity. I want to do this with you, but you know.
Well, see, that brings us full circle to the conversation we were having earlier about who you keep in your inner circle.
So do you guys
I
have
have a
like
lot of people.
yeah?
Yes,
Do you guys
it really does. You're a super connector.
I love
Right?
people.
You're a
I
well-in
love
super
humans.
connector.
Yeah.
You really are.
Yeah.
So who do you consider in your inner circle? Like people that you really like, who doesn't belong in your circle versus who does?
Interested. Toxic people, or people that don't show up, or people that are say one thing but mean another. You know, LA's a tough town. I'm from Indiana, so we trust everybody. So that was a little,
I'm from Michigan.
Yeah,
Same thing.
yeah, we do. We trust everyone. So that was a little bit difficult to navigate at the beginning. But then you don't take it personally, and I think that's a big lesson too. You just don't take it personally, and you just keep finding people and keep gravitating towards.
What's your greatest dream for this project?
I think both of us share a dream of being the largest beading collective in the country, and then actually spreading style into other countries. We see a huge opportunity for women artisans all over the world, and we've created a platform for them to sort of share their work and and share the culture of that they come from. So we're definitely looking to branch out, but obviously we need to make it work in Kenya first.
Absolutely.
So tell everyone where they can get your product and get involved and donate.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Okay. You can purchase from our website at sawalife.org. Ron Robinson, like we said, in LA.
Which is like probably the swankiest like
yeah, you gotta
place.
check
To,
it out.
yeah,
You
it's
have to
not
check it
like
out.
some
It's
little
super
shop.
cool.
Yeah, it's a
like
great place
it's
to-
the
It's
tipping
super
point
cool.
of chic things.
Yeah, Ron Robinson is credited as curating pop culture in Los Angeles. So
Well,
if
it's
you've
an
got
honor to be with him.
if you've got his endorsement, that is
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, he partnered with Fred Siegel for still does, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they can go there, they can go online.
You can also stop by our.
Oh, yes.
I'm like the showrooms and the dining room. So if
The
you want
other
to.
place is Urban Zen, created by Donna Karen.
Yeah,
So
Oh, wow.
she,
that's the
had,
other
she,
place.
had, she had her stuff in her pop up over the holidays, and a store called an Ibu movement in Charleston. Big women's.
These are very good
go.
signs. These are very good signs.
It's all really great.
And they
It's
can
all
also follow the journey on Instagram.
correct.
I'm sorry?
You can follow the journey on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Abigail Helm has been another partner of ours who's been instrumental in getting us in other retail, and she's got some great relationships. So we love getting her out there and making things happen.
Yeah.
We're excited for festival season too. We're going to be doing a lot of things
cool.
around
Oh, that'd be
Coachella.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
this
Oh, yeah,
has
that'll do
festival
well.
written all over it.
And if you all have any suggestions for us, we're open to hear.
Okay, cool.
Absolutely.
I
Well,
love it.
Sawa Sawa.
Yes.
You can use
Stay
it all.
tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.